And we're live. Hello again, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. I'm Emma, and welcome back to The House of Hubris here on twitch.tv/Saracent, and welcome to the Banner Saga 2. Now that we've finally got it working. If you're watching this live, you will have just borne with me doing all kinds of other stuff and trying to get the tech to work. If you're watching this on YouTube, hello from the past, and you know, you didn't have to watch any of that. You just clicked the next thing. Should we just get it going? I think we should just get it going. So yeah, last time we killed Bellower. Rook died. Everything was very emotional. And that was it. Twitch does still say I'm playing GeoGuessr. Thank you. Let me edit that information. There you go. Now it says the right things again. Now, if I click New Game, we should be able to just import our save, because this is another tech thing that you might have thought I'd have tested. And if you thought that, you're a fool and you've never watched any of my streams, but welcome. Import saved game, yes. Aha! Alert, day 154. 18th of January 2022 is the day that it is today. Don't know why it says that was at 5:27, or is that 17 hours played? Anyway, let's run it.
Tíminn líður áfram, eins og straumþung á sem fleytir okkur áfram. Time continues washing over us, moment after moment, like waves on a coast. Some more fierce, more violent than others. So few of my kind, the giant war, remain alive. Even so, I find myself wondering if humans, while able to bear children, suffer more for the loss of loved ones. Several weeks have passed since we slew the Sunder known as Bellower, but the chaos of the world did not wither as we hoped. The world is breaking.
I mean, we knew that. It's 2022.
We sail aboard hastily crafted ships for the safety of Arberain, the human capital. But the river curses us with a clear view of the dreads, assaulting another hopeless village.
Dramatic drums. And here we are. Incidentally, if I seem to be looking off to the side a lot, it's because I'm playing this on... Move away from those glowing rocks! This one's mine. I'm playing this on a smaller screen as I'm on my stream capture. Can I make it larger? That doesn't really help. No. No to the depths with you! I like doing her full Robin Hood thing now. We'll handle the rest. Go back. And here's Harkon and Ivor. My thanks, strangers. Better learn and keep fighting. Oh, this is small text. Drag around the screen to see your surroundings. Click the chat right. Yes, I know how to play. I know how to play the game. Yes, it's my turn to act. Yes, movement. Yes, I played the first game. I've played the first game. Seriously, if you're importing a saved game, should it not just assume that you've played the first game? and you know what's going on. Yeah. Kill the dredge. Oh, now we have destructible terrain. That's new. Could I make this text bigger? Oh, I can skip the tutorial. That's exciting. Not if they expected you to be playing it when it came out long after the save game from the former. Okay, well, if you're going to come in here and use logic, I guess. No, we do not have an accessibility thing to make the text bigger. Boo. Yeah, like I say, if you see me looking over here a lot, that's where the game is for me. Kill the dredge, enter pillage. What's the new guy's name? Elio. And people have the levels they had in the last game, which is nice. If I... No, can I get rid of... I don't need 2 instances of the chat game. Well, actually 3 instances of the chat. Streamlabs. Why? Ah, there's the button. Ah, there we go. There's a bigger screen for me. The villagers' reactions range from terrified by the foes to awestruck at your arrival. Their leader approaches and bows in front of Ivor. The timing makes me think the gods have returned. Please, He stops when Ivor nods his head towards you. The man peers under your hood. A girl leads those who saved us from those things. She urged us to land. And those things are dredge, like the ones you probably heard about as a kid. Between losing so many clansmen and this, I feel I'm not myself. I thank you, child. He whips his cloak, that's a word, back with a flourish. I'm Elio, the Scald. And your name?
Alette, and this is Ivor.
Ah, names destined for history. Sounds like the brave poet's going to use it in a few proper verses. I'll even make them rhyme, given the time. See what he did there? His smile seems genuine, as much as the concern that follows. Do you have any idea what might be causing the deep rumbling underfoot?
Deep rumbling?
Could be that giant serpent again. The serpent in the sun, Radomir. I'm no holy man, but joking about dead gods feels wrong.
I don't think the sun serpent would break mountains and try to swallow us all.
Maybe it would. Who could say with the sun stopped in the sky like it is? Elio looks skeptical. Tell me, did you just come from Bursgard? We had rumour the Sundra Bellower was sacking the town.
We killed Bellower.
Elio pauses and looks to Ivor, who confirms your statement with a nod. History indeed. Sundra Slayers here among us. Depths, there's so many questions to ask.
They'll have to wait until we're all safely back on the longships and leaving this place.
Scald nods his understanding, but another question creases his brow. Leave. Not to sound ungrateful, but this place, it's all we have. It's our home.
Your home is about to be destroyed by dredge.
After how many you just put down? Even those creatures must know when they're beaten.
We've almost never seen them stop, and no one knows why they push on so hard.
You don't know much about them at all. Elio looks back and forth between you and Ivor before nodding. Back and intending to
Our dead will take some time, but I'll have everyone on the ship soon. You watch Aelio rejoin his family. He moves his hands too much when he talks. It's unsettling. You smile, but say nothing. People think we're heroes now. World's breaking in more ways than one. It's not the first time you've been called a hero, Ingvar. Ivor, your father's closest friend, looks unamused. He's one of the giants known as Varl and has fought Dredge in the Northern Winters, personally killed one of their generals, the Sund of Rays, and lost an arm to the Sund of Bellower. Your humour reminds me of your father's, since we're talking about things we'd rather avoid. I like how we have two different options for just la la la, I'm not listening. Let's actually try to move on. I know he's gone, but I don't know how to let him go. No doubt Oddleif could help more with that than a fatherless, loveless Varl like me. You look up to see Ivor staring off in the distance. Rook was the closest thing I had to a friend. Wish I would have done more to protect him. You suddenly hear the centuries of life in Ivor's voice and imagine all he has seen. Ivor, I'm not sure you do let go. You just keep going. He walks towards the village, leaving you alone with your thoughts. While we drink water. And the Banner Saga 2. Like the Banner Saga, but 2-ier. I didn't know where that line was going when I started it, and I sure didn't when I ended it. Chapter 8. From their homes must all flee. The travelling merchants are surprisingly well stocked. Ubin, the old Varl, dubbed Scrivener, says, since Borsgard our numbers have grown. People have scavenged for food and eaten it too. Regardless, we'll need plenty of supplies considering our destination. Thanks, Ubin. I know the tutorial. I've played the last game. Of course, he says. Oh, almost forgot, there's something ruffling the feathers of the ravens, the mercenaries who followed us from Borsgard. Chat with their leader, Bolverk, but be careful, he's not like other Varl. Nia Jack's music intensifies. Yes, the interface is the same. Go to market. And we have 10 renown. And 15 supplies. Also, there's things we can buy. And as you may notice by the required levels, we can now get people up to renown level 10. 10! And all of these things are now too expensive. We'll talk to Bolverk in a bit, but let's talk to Oddleif first. Because, you know, she rules. And her and Alette took down a Sund. Oddleif, a friend and mentor, is demonstrating fletching an arrow to a few people as you approach. Give us a moment, will you? The group walks away as Oddleif stands and wipes loose feathers from her tunic. Those people owe you their lives. Your decision to stop here saved every one of them. Well, our clansmen all agreed. Don't be naive. Saving people is what you do, what your father did. Those under this banner agreed because they follow you. Her tone is forceful, and you almost smile to break the tension. Almost. Alette, they respected Rook, and that respect is passed... Oh no, wait, that's not Alette talking. Why would she be talking to Alette? Alette, they respected Rook, and that respect has passed to you, but give them any reason to doubt you and it'll vanish. Then I won't give them reason to doubt me. She stares at you for a drawn-out moment, before nodding. Her demeanour softens. I wanted to discuss the clansmen. They're good at scavenging for food, and the more we have, the more food they'll find.
training some of them to fight will help keep the others safe, but it takes time, and I'm not sure we have much of that to spare. As our leader, you're expected to decide how many fight and how many look for food. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Howard. You turn to leave, but Oddleaf stops you. She grabs you in a tight hug. Ah. Rook had a way of making it easy for all of us to be stronger. Sorry, just futzing around with Windows some more. Her words seem to be as much for her as they are for you. And Bolverk. Why is... Sorry, I know I'm meddling with tech a lot, but why is the bottom of my watermark cut off? Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe that's just a rendering problem. Okay, I think that's just a rendering problem. The Val mercenary leader, Bolverk, and a rather large female fighter are talking to Juno, a member of the Spellweaving Menders Council. Bolverk looks annoyed. Nothing unusual. There is no haggling on this. You already accepted the offer in Bursgard. Get this one to do it. Get me to do what? If Juno is surprised by your presence, it doesn't show. She continues to stare straight at the Val. Alette is seeing to the survival of this caravan, something I doubt you care to do. She's a little small for such a big role, isn't she? Don't talk about me like I'm not here. You're right, sorry for being rude. Unfortunately, this is a private matter. Her look at Bolverk says she expects him to keep it private. Avon needs my help with healing the wounded, but we should leave soon. See Harkon on the dock when you're ready. Juno leaves without another word. Farn Valka. On these days, Claw and Fang will get thirsty for Spellweaver blood. Claw and Fang? His axes. The large axe heads are polished, the blades sharp, and the cheeks scarred from plenty of use. But it's the grey handles that stand out there, unlike anything you've seen before. Never seen a handle, poor girl. So, you're leading this rabble now? Only to Arborang, then it's King Meinolf's job. Like he's got the answer to any of this. He'd royally piss himself if he ever saw a dredge. The pigtailed fighter laughs. What's your name? I'm Folka, a shield maiden in charge of keeping the ravens alive. Bolverk gives her a stern look, but she doesn't back down. I already know who you are, chieftain. Don't start going around saying I'm not the chieftain. You've got to lead confidently. I heard there's a problem I should know about. The Val seems to grow taller and more wild as he takes a step towards you. You stopping to save every farn idiot along the river who gets killed. Makes more sense to only stop the ships when we need supplies. Get rid of half these useless people too, they're slowing us down. I will if they don't start pulling their own weight. Maybe you've got a bit more sense than I thought. Yeah, thanks. Bolverk snorts and turns his attention to a large, sealed cart behind him. His bare cloaked back indicates the conversation is over. Ah, but Folka was still there. She seemed cool. Caravan morale is a thing. We can rest for morale, and I think we should. We may as well get our morale good before we leave. We cannot see our heroes page. Fair enough. So let's just leave. The wooden planks of the well-used dock creak as you walk across them. Varkon? Varkon? That's not how any of that is said. Harkon, a warrior recently acknowledged as king of the Varl, paces on the dock. Not sure I was made for this, he says as you approach. Commander in battle is one thing, but deciding how many chickens we need to bring. I can help if you need it. The giant raises his eyebrows. You got your own battles to fight, little one. I hear men saying they don't want to follow a girl. Improving yourself while being compared to the previous leader of your clan isn't easy. His mood darkens. Vognir's death still doesn't sit well with me. I aim to figure it out, but for now, let's sail. Yes, let's. After lighting the funeral pyre, the last villagers find seats on your rickety longships built of scrap wood scavenged in Bursgard. The ravens find space around a large cart on their black-sailed vessel. Oars slowly move all the boats into the river's current. Words. Sentences, not even once. And here we are, back in journey mode. With our 280 Varl. That's so many Varl. The complaints of a few are growing. What does she really know about getting us to Arborang safely? A smith says. A few others chime in with agreement. Her father was something else but her. She'd be looking for an husband, not telling me what to do. Some laugh, others encourage him. Casual misogyny is a thing even in this fantasy world. Oddleaf looks at the group of men before turning to you. She seems interested in hearing your response. Let's try and be leaderly. My father was great. I hope to be remembered as fondly. To Rook! Someone shouts. And to his blood flowing through a let! The caravan joins in, cheering, drowning out the complaints of the smith and his man. Oddleaf gives you a faint smile. But now the journey's on boats. Which is good. Boats are a good thing to be on. Is my personal feel. Aelio looks ill. At least it's not the brackish sea, he whispers to himself as he steps around rowers and baggage to speak with you. Not sure we were all built for aquatic voyages, he says. I hear Arborang's quite a distance away. My people could use a few hours rest on solid ground. The hopeful looks from others sway you and your signal for the ships to make land. Would you mind telling me why the capital's our destination? Aelio asks. The Valka Juno says the Menders there can protect us. Menders? The scowled shoulders slump. We were all hoping for something more substantial. He realizes Avid and Juno can hear him. I thank you for healing my people, but we're talking about an armory of dredge. The Valka and her apprentice share a smile, but say nothing. Dredge, Aelio says, almost in awe. Man and Varl's storied foe from oh so ever long ago. They're real, near. Have they made it so far south? His glance at the Varl is met with both anger and shame. Clearly the real hydrate scene. And we're back. Hello everyone. Why has my game capture switched? Streamlabs, what are you even doing? Ugh. Okay, yes, we're back. Hello. Tech Gremlins did indeed pounce, and my computer died, so... But we're back. We're back. Let's actually get back on. Let's hope we haven't lost too much when I click resume. Oh, was this just as we left camp? Boo. Aelio's ill. Talk about the Manders. Blah, blah, blah. We go back on land. We go to the map, which killed our game last time. This is the map of the world, we know. This is us. Caravan recently embarked from Aelio's village and is travelling westward down the Ormsa River. Prior to arriving at Elia's village, the caravan had hurriedly embarked from Bursgard in the wake of the devastating siege led by Balor and his armies. Click on Bursgard to find out more about it. We did that last time. The caravan is attempting to reach Ormsdal by river on the way to Arborang. Click on Ormsdal to find out more about it. As Strom led some of the finest men east, Ormsdal was one of the most important places they settled, nestled in the crook where the Ormsdal River splits. If Bursgard and Ormsdal were twins, Ormsdal would be the righteous brother, trying to keep his evil twin from hurting anyone else. So probably the worst one. Reaching Arborang, the human capital, is the ultimate goal of the caravan. It's hoped that the walls of the ancient city will provide safety against the deepening catastrophe. Click on Arborang to learn more. From humble beginnings to the eventual seat of power for the king, Arborang is the most populated and contested city throughout the human lands. Its towering obsidian walls have been pulled from the depths by the weaving power of the Menders. As each new generation of residents builds another ring of walls, the city continues to grow larger, more indulgent, and more dangerous. That place sounds like it sucks. Why are we going there? Also, afternoon, Michael. Good to see you here. You've come in just after we were beset by tech woes. World map is covered with lots of things that we can click on. But can I leave? Can I leave? Do you want me to click on something before I can leave? Click on Ormsdaler again. Okay, can I... Where have you put... Oh, there you go. When you're finished researching the world map, yes, let us leave. There's so much text on that map, and we are not reading it all. Yes, we can go back to the map by pressing the map button. Time passes in a linear fashion. Morale drops. Supplies. We know all of these things. Fine, we'll make camp. Ah. When a day passes in camp, we eat food and morale increases. At any time, we can look at our heroes. So we have all our stuff, all our people. Click on a unit to view stats and everything. Let's look at Aelio. I don't want to look at his abilities. I read the text first, that's the thing. As fearless as he is flamboyant, Aelio embodies the boldness of the heroes and the sagas he knows by heart. Though a scald by profession, his devotion to protecting his wife and children fuels this poet's sword arm. His ability is Tales Worth Telling. Exalts his target to feel the strength of heroism. Buffs an ally for 1 round, adding 1 damage for every 2 strength the enemy is above the target ally. So it makes us better at killing big things. Nice. Rank increases range. And passive ability, +1 willpower if standing next to somebody who delivers a killing blow. Nice. +1 willpower to everyone. Ooh, that's exciting. Do we have anyone else new? Yes, we have Tryggvi. A rank 3 Spearmaster. Tryggvi is well known in his hometown for being the guy you hope doesn't sit next to you in the mead house, or is yelling loudly in the middle of the night, or building a collection of spears far more numerous than most men would need in a lifetime. He spends a fair amount of time by himself. I don't know, he sounds pretty cool. And he's got Impale and Embolden. Gives adjacent allies willpower when he kills things. Nice. And he comes with his own necklace that gives him extra crit. These are all good things. And the lowest we've got is level 3, and... Oh, but they've reduced the cost to promote people because they've increased the level cap. Yay! Who should we level? I can afford 1 person getting rank 4. It should be Oddleaf. Because she rules. A little bit more willpower and higher strength. Luden has grown a moustache in like 2 days. Also, all the items seem to have gone back to where they were before the final fight, which is a shame. I guess they don't need to save again after the final fight, because it's like... Yeah. Actually, yeah, she doesn't absolutely need the higher break anymore. her being unsquishable would be useful. Oddleaf can actually have the break. Oh, and everyone's been boosted to at least level 3, because Ekit was just level 1 at the time. Oh yeah, growing a mustache in 2 days is it's a doable thing. Need have some armor. Who doesn't have a thing? Sure, Luden have a let's talk. We're good. I'll actually fill the party when we actually have a fight. When you're ready to leave camp, you can click leave. But first I'm going to talk to Trigby. A strangely familiar man with a spear and tattoos beckons to you. His movements are somewhat odd, almost comical. You wouldn't be confused by Trigby's presence if you'd supported this journey long ago. Is this saying he's a Kickstarter character? I really think this is saying he's a Kickstarter character. What? The man's eyes glaze over for a moment before clearing. He now acts like your old friends. It's hard to push a spear through a tree. Easier to turn the tree into another spear. Is this supposed to mean something? You, all these people, your father, you understand? No. He looks shocked. Just be the tree, okay? Before you can respond, Trigby starts singing and dancing away. Yellow and blue, lie to you, lie to you, lie to you. Is that an omen? Let's remember that, I guess. Two men approach while no one else is around. One's wearing a wolf cloak and missing a hand. The other is a guard with crazed hair shoved into a helmet. Finally, a moment alone with my new leader. Is there something you need? Seems I should be asking you that. I'm Rugger, the governor of Bursgard. Why am I just now meeting you? With the chaos of the siege and the flight from Bursgard, this is my first chance to meet and congratulate you. Your command so far has been impressive. The guard nods his agreement but says nothing. They said crazy hair. So far? Should I be expecting trouble? I'm hoping you already know the answer to that. I'm simply here to offer my help before the trouble arrives. What help can you provide? You've never been to Arborang before, right? I'd never left Scotland before all of this. A pretty girl rarely needs to leave her village. I'm sure men were already offering to provide for you. You're a creeper. But I'm from Arborang. It's different from anything you can imagine. Different how? It's the seat of power. Twice as many people as Bursgard, all clawing to get closer to the king. It's a sight, but it'll probably scare you. I'm not easily frightened. Really? Heard you've made it this far without killing anyone. Hope that's not out of fear. That's not true. She did. She killed Onef. I can do what's necessary. Remind yourself of that so you're always prepared to act. I'll teach you what I can along the way. We'll try to shore up the fact that you're a young girl, but it will take work. You suck. He smiles, and with emotion he and his guard depart. Well, that was all quite ominous. Ahead, driftwood has collected, creating an impressive barrier for the longships. Alternatively, going ashore has its own risks for whatever might be lurking in the trees. So we can try and break through the driftwood, bank the ships and set everyone to chopping the driftwood, or carry the ships around, while singing A Portage to the Unknown by Turizas. I know what I'm doing. Prepare for portage, we'll carry the ships around. The ships groan as they're hoisted on shoulders and marched across land. Navigating through the riverside brush takes time, but everyone pulls through unscathed. As the ships push off once again, dredge appear on the bank, a silent reminder of their constant threat, who are clearly not that constant if we manage to dodge them. Yay, morale! We might make it down this river to the capital without any more trouble. You looked either surprised by his optimism. Me too. And I might sprout wings and start flying. Would that make up for your missing arm? Yeah, I get to make jokes about losing my arm, not you. I suppose that's fair. So, what are you worried about? Oh, so what are you worried about now? I think you should make use of this trainer in this tent that we haul around everywhere. No. You can't hesitate anymore when it comes to killing others. Not when it comes to protecting your own. Let's bank the ships and make sure you're ready by challenging your skills. Must we? This is the training tent, where you can hone your skills by completing challenges and through free-form sparring. Okay, there weren't specific challenges before. Click the training tent to begin your first challenge. Well, come on in and let's have a look at you, Sven, the trainer, says. After a quick assessment, he says, Yep, looks like you could stand to learn a few things. Got 5 challenges for you, and if you can finish them all before we get to Albarang, well, let everyone know you've impressed me. Ah. Sven's laughter is full of phlegm. Let's start with a few of the basics. You feel up to the challenge? I'm ready. Then we begin, Sven barks. Ooh, side quests. To quote Bruce Campbell. Click on an objective marker to see detailed instructions. So we have form a shield wall, kill someone using puncture, use heavy impact to damage 3 enemies at once. What's puncture again? Oh, that's the sniping skill for the... yeah. So that should form a shield wall, just moving him next to Harkon. There we go, yep. Annoyingly, there's only 2 there. And if I break this guy's armor, then my archer should be able to take him with puncture. What do you mean he's out of range? Oh, but we have bird of prey. Ha 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 ha! There we go, killed an enemy using puncture. Now I just need them to stand close enough together so that Harkon can use scientific impact on them. I've not got any abilities that can... no. There we go. I'm good at this game occasionally. It's cool that they've added little combat puzzles. And hey, I will take 12 renown. Nice. Check back frequently for more challenge sessions or spar anytime you like. Can we do more challenges now? Great Caravan Morale causes +2 willpower boost. We know this. Do we have... Just wanting to swing at each other? Sven asks. Or are you here to actually learn something that could save your life on the battlefield? What can you show me? Plenty, Sven says, walking into the large tent. Try to keep up. So... Oh no. So, you know enough to not trip over your own weapon, but that's hardly impressive, Sven says. Show me you can thread the needle with that bow. You think about what he's saying. Feel up to the challenge? Yeah. Then we begin. Let's do some side quests, because they're giving us a solid amount of renown to level people with. Oh, that's a lot of enemies. Damage 2 enemies at once with Thread the Needle. Okay, well, we'll want to let to be nearer the front. And the line is broken. Okay. Because, yeah, thread the needle only works in a straight line, right? Yeah. Well, anyway, let's take down an archer. Otherwise, it's just going to be annoying while we're trying to do things. Move down there. Thread. That. Needle. Complete the challenge. Challenge complete. Get renown for doing one thing. 14 renown, that's a lot. This is going to be invaluable for leveling everyone. Let that last lesson soak in a while longer, Sven says. I'll show you more later. Ah, boo. Okay, Eyvind, what do you want? You watch for a moment as Eyvind, Juno's apprentice and the mender found nearly dead at Richhorn, moves his staff in a complex pattern, repairing some armor. Not a bad festival trick, right? Care to give it a try? Mending? Me? Ha! I think I said exactly the same thing the first time a mender asked me to try. I thought you had to be born under a blood moon or be from a certain clan? It certainly helps if you suckle from a she-wolf as a babe. Even smiles. Anyone can be a mender, but the training can be difficult. I'm not sure I like the way that sounds. You've already completed many of the lessons. Tending to wounds, endurance trials, focus amid distractions. Comes naturally to you. Then what would I have to do if I said yes? You'd have to practice day and night. Eyvind looks up towards the unmoving sun. You'd have to practice quite a bit. It wouldn't be easy, it might not even be popular with the clansmen. They're a little skittish around Juno and me. You're not making it sound that great. I've never been much of a recruiter, but mending has its advantages both on and off the battlefield. Like using lightning to bring down an ancient Vaal bridge. Eyvind grins and picks up the armor. Hopefully not. Anyway, mull it over and we'll talk about it again. I've got to check on the fighter who's wearing this. Will we possibly get to be a witch? Because I'm into it. Let's spend some of that renown. People need those levels. Who to level first? Ivor, how level? Oh wow, you've got... Yes, you got leveled a bunch. Oh, and have never spent your skill points. Maybe that's why he was so underwhelming in all of our fights. No comment. In fact, let's just start by spending any skill points anybody has. Like Chroma has skill points to spend. It was in fact just the two of them. Who can, as they say, make it if they try. Mog. Harkon. Why have they got a plus there? Oh, we have new abilities we can unlock when we've maxed a stat. This is a new system that I had forgotten existed. So, for having the exertion max, you can do dodge. Just gives you a chance to dodge strength attacks. And for break, you can cause puncture. Don't know what that actually does. Oh, that's extra damage for all the armor they're missing, which is what archers do. I can remember words. But first, I think you need some more armor. There'll be time. Were there but worlds enough in time, and it turns out there is. Do I have any rank 5s who need an item? Because I have a bunch of rank 5 items kicking around that nobody can use. No? Okay. Well, now that we've done some camp admin and some challenges and stuff, I think that might be an excellent time for us to take a break. I know we've already taken an accidental break because my tech decided that everything was awful. I mean, I did introduce this by saying everything was awful forever, so that's on me, I guess. But I need to go and get some more water, stretch my legs, all of those good self-care things, and also to run some ads, which I definitely couldn't do while my computer was crashed. So... yes, I will go and do those. I would recommend you all do the self-care things as well. Get up, move around, drink something, eat something, take your meds if you haven't. And I will be back with you in 5 or 10 minutes. Love you all, and I will see you in a few. And we're back. Hello everyone. Should we actually break camp? I think we should. As long as it doesn't break anything else this time. No, clansmen are foraging now. Yes. You look at all the food freshly placed in supply carts. What's all this about? You ask Oddleaf. The clansmen are trying to help as much as possible now, she says. Whenever they can, they'll forage for nuts and berries, or fish and hunt. She hands you a piece of fruit. They may not know how to fight, but they can keep us alive by keeping us fed. And they couldn't have done that while they were starving to death before we got to Mersgard? Boo, I say. A desperate-looking lot of adults and a Varl stand on the shoreline. Yeah, waving you down. They probably look similar going anywhere with either. They look hungry, but can they be trusted? Can anyone be trusted in these games? But I'm still gonna do the good thing. Basics, the Varl says. Food, safety. Trade routes are empty. Over 24 humans, half look like they've seen battle. Do we bring them on? Sure. Everyone carefully files onto a couple of the less burdened ships and starts eating. Clip, the Varl says, which you take as his name and as his appreciation. I'm probably doomed now, and I'll find out in 5 chapters' time when they suddenly murder everyone. Shouts from one of the rear longships grab everyone's attention. The quick construction is proving faulty, and the ship is taking on water fast. Who could have possibly seen this coming? With dredge on the bank and all other ship at capacity, almost at capacity, you consider your options. Ask the shipwrights. We need her out of the water, says one. Nonsense, just plug the holes with some cloth and tar for now, says another. As they argue, clansmen begin jumping from the sinking vessel, grabbing for ropes and extended oars. Most make it aboard other ships, but not all. And there I was thinking, I'll just ask for advice before I make a decision. And there we remember that not making a decision is making a decision. 4 men died, 8 people died. And morale declined on account of 8 people died. Time on the oh, Jesus. Time on the cramped longships is proving too much for the children. They're climbing ropes, interrupting rowers, and constantly leaning over the sides to touch the water. Some Varl and clansmen look annoyed. Just remind everyone this will soon be over. We're all making sacrifices, you say loud enough for everyone to hear, but it won't be forever. You hear some grumbling, but the members of the caravan mostly nod their agreement. Yay! We're learning how to do a leader. My favourite pop star. Smoke from a village catches everyone's attention and the longships begin to slow. I doubt these scraps of wood we're floating on could hold many more, Ivor says. You feel the governor's gaze on you and he slowly shakes his head. They might resupply us for our trouble. Ivor cocks an eyebrow. Who'll resupply them when they realise the trade routes are blocked by dredge? You give them a look and wave the ships to shore. When the ships land, you and a few others rush towards the smoke, but the closer you get, the stranger the situation. There's no sounds of battle or people panicking to put out fires. Trap. Keep going, Bolvo growls. See what the dead are carrying. The Varl's comment defies tradition, but so do many things about him. I mean, this is obviously a trap. Hubris. A barn is the only thing burning. No one's around. Unusual, Oddleaf says. Some kind of trick? Not sure, but let's look for supplies. The village is stripped of anything useful. Those around you are frustrated by the wasted effort. Boo! You slowly trudge back to the ships and find Ruger pacing. We were ambushed by some bandits while you were away, he says. They took off in a ship with supplies, so it'll be even more crowded now. Makes me think we shouldn't be helping anyone but ourselves from now on. Others voice their agreement. Okay, so I've fallen for the same trick twice now, so really, shame on me. A large clump of hazelnut trees looks like a good place for clansmen to stretch their legs and gather supplies. Once on land, the children laugh while kicking around leather-wrapped balls of rags. You notice a Varl on the edge of the clearing, silently staring into the woods. He's watching a lone dredge grunt stalk a squirrel. Maybe 100 of them in these woods. The Varl's whisper is still loud enough to scare the squirrel and alert the grunt. It looks at you and the Varl, before slowly backing up. Do we track it? Do we kill it? Track it. The grunt runs away. You silently follow, but stop when you discover a clearing with a few small animal bones laying about. Meagre meals for one. Near the bones stands a tiny statue of a dragon, and terror courses down your spine. You want to get away from it. Do we want to take the cursed statue? I think we want to take the cursed statue. Each step towards the statue adds to your doubt until your hand wraps around it. You realise you've been holding your breath and sigh with relief. Golden statue. Back on the ship, the clansmen discuss your whole experience, along with all the nuts they collected. Smiles appear on most faces. Yay, morale. And renown. Oh, we could level something. And also see what this statue does. I want to also talk to Harkon. Let's talk to Harkon. The two Varl look deep in conversation, but Ivor catches your eye and waves you over. So, they've all armed themselves and are running from something. But what? Harkon's becoming a dredge scholar, trying to understand the motivations of our enemy. It's just strange that we've never seen their women fight until recently. Good thing, too, we might have lost the Great Wars. Think about what to say. Has anyone ever talked to Dredge? Both Varl look at each other. There are rumours that some have tried and been killed in the process. A lot of nonsense. Scowled tales about the sound of a Dredge's voice making your skin fall off. So there's been no communication with the enemy. Is that normal? We were too busy killing to worry about a fireside chat. Besides, they only ever make warbling sounds. I think that's called a language you don't speak. Guess if anyone want to talk to them, it'd be Valka. Good luck getting them to give you a straight answer. What happened back then? A great deal of killing on both sides. Imagine waking up to dredge attacks every night. Back then, the sun actually set. You'd wake up to a sound and see nothing but glowing eyes around you. Ingvar probably told you we never got close to pushing them back to the depths they call home. Actually, Ivor has never said much about the past. Oh? Ivor says nothing, just holds Harkon's stare. Well, he's probably got more stories than you could hear in your short lifetime. Juno says there's a darkness coming. What Valka say and mean aren't always the same. They speak in riddles and prophecy. Still, it might explain why the Dredge are everywhere, like someone kicked an anthill. Maybe whatever's coming hit them first. Or maybe it's just a new tactic for a new war. If they've learned to crack the ground and call a giant serpent, then we're all dead and just don't know it yet. I'll leave you two to figure out the big issues. You should know the clansmen have been talking about us killing women and children, Dredge or not. It's not sitting well with everyone, which is probably the way it should be. I say if it's us or them, we make sure we're still standing.
I'm bothered more by your decision to destroy Einatoft's bridge. Not my decision.
Let it go, Harkon. It was the best decision at the time.
To collapse a bridge that cost thousands of Var lives to build. If it weren't for your damn horns, Ingvar, I'd swear you were an overgrown human.
The two giants begin trading insults, and you step away, letting them vent. Leave them to the macho posturing. Who is of the right level that we could level? Eric, Morgan. Let's pump Eric. And yes, what does the statue do? Knock back on more than 3 strength damage hit, and +1 strength, and +2 willpower per kill. Wow, yeah, for the ones above rank 5, they're just like, well, they do a bunch of effects all at once. Okay, we leave again.
Carved rock on a vacant island. Azelai's godstone almost looks lonely.
Wow, Alex, you sound nothing like you do when I'm talking. She's even more beautiful than the songs say. I know you're taking on Ivor's accent there. This is a different looking costume. Also, now it's glowing. Oh, what? No, oh, that's just telling me it's interactable. Okay. The clansmen and Varl are admiring the godstone when you notice someone missing. It's Bolverk and his ravens, Elio says. They look rather upset by the music and all the singing. He shrugs. If they'd rather hang around that large cart instead of joining us, I won't take it personally, but come closer. Let me introduce you to Azelai, the god of streaming waters. She's the curves of every river, a guide for those of us travelling on familiar lands. The Scald runs a finger over small etchings in the stone. Inscriptions from all those who were lost, but found a way back home with her owl. Listen to the story. Some say her stone shows the struggler leaving the familiar to see what's over the next hill. Elio looks at the ropes tied around parts of her and smiles. Before the gods died, her stone supposedly stood tall and moved a few steps each year, so people are always trying to make sure she stays put. Aelia looks at you. Have you the strength to hold her, or a gift with which to entice her? Pull on the rope? You wrap your hands around one of the larger ropes and begin to pull. It feels as pointless as expected, and Azelai's godstone does not budge. Suddenly you're joined by Harkon and Ivor, who lend their great strength. Others quickly join until the rope snaps and everyone sprawls into a laughing heap. Bonding moment. You return to where the clansmen have set up camps and see someone, a woman in torn robes, slip from your tent. She blends in with the other families, and after making sure nothing's amiss in your tent, you let it go. Well, that's ominous. The number of clansmen and fighters is shown here. Yes, I know. Have fighters, but they have more supplies than clansmen and are less effective at foraging. Speak to Sven to train clansmen into fighters. We should probably do that. The trainer looks past you at some boys and girls eager to learn. Teaching fighting to the young, Sven muses. They won't go back to hunting and foraging for food, you know. Sure you want to go through with this? You need the protection. Sven blows out all his air through flapping lips. And let's get it done. How many you want fighting for you? 100 new fighters would you find? Got enough food and water to last us a day and a half? Sven asks. That's what it would take for me to break them from running at the first sign of trouble. Make it happen. Consider it done. Sven whistles through his missing teeth. Have we got a training challenge yet? No. We've got a bunch of renown. Can we get somebody else up to level 4, Morgan? What's the max thing for armor? Hunker down. Chance to resist armor damage. Robust. Chance to resist strength damage and the willpower. Chance to avoid any killing blow. At 50% at max. Wow, that's quite something. Oh, Alien is leveling to 4 as well. Well, too late. And onwards. Now that I mentioned them, I've now just got a medley of Turazas songs stuck in my head because they are very much this vibe. A crowd begins to cheer from one of the longships as a man struggles with his fishing net. As his catch nears the surface, some voice concerns, close enough to make out a large shape and what looks like fur or hair in the net. Don't shoot it. Keep watching. Back up, shouts the man with the net. Long dead. What's it mean? Superstitions blow across the ships like a gale. Talk of plagues and famine make eyes go wide. You notice Bolverk at the bow of his ship, staring at the cabin, brooding more than usual. Okay, maybe that was a bad move. A cool breeze across the water works its way into your cloak. You shift to block the wind and feel something press into your hip. Feel around and find an item in your pack, but do not remember obtaining it. Azelai's trail. So we got something other than a creepy statue. Oh no, wait, the creepy statue was from before Azelai. The sheer cliffs and boulder-strewn waters of the southern bank dictate the longship's course. The droning sounds of the dredge accent their quickened pace as they follow your ships along the northern bank. Dust and mist make it hard to see ahead. A hissing, rumbling noise grows all around. Waterfall! Shouts the sharp-eyed Nid from the bow of her longship. Oars instantly reverse and you nearly lose your balance. Did they not know this was here? Were there no maps? Come on, guys. I mean, I guess the local topography hasn't been dramatically changed recently, but with all this hanging. That might be problematic. The roar of the approaching waterfall clouds your thoughts. Though you overloaded the ships with the clansmen you picked up, the archer's keen sight and warning provides some time to react. Only 2 ships fall to the power of the overwhelming current, though the screams of the families fighting from Varl are difficult to move past. Wow. Just like that. The remaining ship's rowers pull hard, heading for the dredge-lined northern bank. In their haste, the vessels smash against sharp, split rocks as they push towards the shore. Some fighters are thrown from the boats, sinking in mud under the weight of their armour. The longships are too spread out to command a unified landing. Amid the chaos, you look at those nearby. Gris, a stout Val warrior, didn't he die? And a few others like him look ready to rush the dredge. Bolverk and his company are close to you, hauling their sealed cart off the ship. You consider their options. Oddleaf, can you help keep the dredge off us? I'll do what I can, she says, grabbing a couple more quivers. Oddleaf nimbly climbs some rocks for a vantage point. Using the cover, she begins pinning down dredge. Because she's a boss. Turn order is a thing. Okay. Who do we want? I'd like to take Trigvi and Kromer and Need. Let's get these all the people that need leveling, basically. Okay, what does that slice trail do? Bowl Festival reads 2 will and 2 strength. Solid. That'll do. Will everyone being level 3 just mean we die really easily? Probably. But hey. I'll cover you from here, but don't expect any miracles. Laying those arrow traps. We like. Where's our other 2 people? We've got Elio, we've got... Oh, they're right in front of me. Just right in front of me. Yes, morale is good, we know. Enjoy 7 break. He doesn't even have a break boosting item, he's just a badass. Watch your flank, something skulks from the shadows. And what are you? Hazard. Yes, I know. I played the first game. Skulker. Skulker, no skulking. Etc, etc. Probably look at the Skulkers and see what their deal is. Can move through allies, has an ability, becomes invisible and stalks a target, and then reappears and attacks, signaling to packmates to attack the same target. That sounds no fun at all. Let's kill it. More of those damn Skulkers. What happened to no skulking? Thanks, Oddleif. Who knew? That big one's the leader. I bet they'll run if it falls. Stretch Dire Guard. Hey. When a stone slinger's hit, all Gloom Wardens, which is, I guess, what it is, focus on its attacker. Let's say Drumfire. Shockwave does armor break damage. Potash Remnant hurts enemies and men's Dredge. Don't like that at all. You should move. Be mostly dead. Actually, if you stand next to Elio and then get the kill, the ability should give everyone some willpower. Yeah, willpower for everyone. Beckett can go and mess with the big one. What does Guts do again? Oh yeah, knocks people back and does strength damage for every tile they move through, but he's not he couldn't move any, so just take the armor. Stop hitting Krumer, he's old. know if I'm really in a position to use that. We'll see. Nice one, Ard. Just bossing it as usual. Yeah, I'm pretty sure last time when I played these the first time, I also had a Let Survive. So, I don't know what it's like at all if you have Rook leading to it. I believe, like, it focuses more on kind of him and Oddleaf get a romance angle. Be interesting, but at the same time, well, Eccles is dead. As is Klum. Yes, I know the battle one is full. Once again, played the first game. Nice one, Ard. Always nice when they just obligingly walk into your traps. Wow. Can I hit them with the thread? Yes, I can. Hey, Dredge, stop walking into the crosshairs. It's bad for you. You know, for a moment I was thinking, this is still the early game, and they're still giving me a lot of tutorial stuff, so this fight isn't going to be particularly hard. And then, still, my archery ladies are bossing it as ever, so... See all the men go down. I have decided Alio is apparently non-binary. Harkon works his way through frantic clansmen on his way to you. We lost some good Val on those ships. Humans too, but you save more of those along the way. Maybe too many. You look at Harkon with disbelief. Not saying I would have done things different, but some of those ships were too weighted down. Far as we know, this group's all that's left of my kind. Each Val death is one step closer to being wiped out. For a moment, the Val King looks more vulnerable than you've ever seen him before. Harkon squints into the distance. Their next attack's coming, and this time they'll come in force. What do they want? They seem keen on our supplies, but that can't be it, can it? I don't know. Maybe. First time I saw a dredge, it wanted a deer I shot. Juno and Avid approach. There may be a way out of this situation. A gamble to be sure, but we believe it's our only chance. Gods, it's bad when a Valka option is the only option. Worse than that, I can't promise everyone will make it. Juno gives Avid a look. So, what's your idea? Avid sighs. With Juno's help, I think I can get us across the chasm, but it won't be easy for me or the caravan. I need to help Avin to calm these people so they're ready to march when he's ready. You need to keep this area clear of dredge at all costs. If they... The sound of a war horn cuts her off and everyone turns to look. The dredge assault begins. Let Hakon, you know what to do. Bold assumption. Okay, the force we trained is roughly the size of the enemies. This could go either way, but a victory will protect most of my clansmen. Juno and Avin move to the cliff's edge. Harkon, surveying the battlefield, says, "Some supply barrels could make a few barricades for defense. Otherwise, it'll be a straightforward assault." Yeah, seems reasonable. Men and Val begin moving barrels full of food, gear, ahead of the fighters. But they look your way for the confirmation. You realise these supplies will be ruined in the fight. Yeah, I'll be fine. Barrels are barely rolled into place before the fighting begins. People are injured, so let's take them out. Do I have enough renown to promote people? Yes, I do. Actually, let's promote... Oh no, Nid doesn't have it yet. Again, let's prioritise people who still need to actually be on the level threshold. Because this is always a fixation of mine with basically any game with a leveling system. It's just like, you have to make sure everyone is leveled evenly. I don't know why, but you do. Otherwise, I don't know, they might get upset. Who do we want? Ludin? Yeah, let's go all human this time. I seem to remember the last time we went all human it was a terrible idea, so, you know, that can't happen twice, right? Hold them off, this will take time. You know, you're doing that thing again where you talk over my map. It's very unhelpful. Yeah, if we them up, we can funnel them over this side with the barricades. War. Slash Ludin can just go. This dredge is a bitch. You had it here first. What he said. Ludin wants some free willpower, because you have it. I guess I could have just put a parade, but it comes out the same. Let's move one, so you can be spending willpower on that anyway. More of them? Just like this? We must keep the dredge away. Keep it up, keep it up. Concentrate, Avent, you're doing it. What you should do is flail on him. Flail on him, one-on-one. I'll run the axe and you run the dredge, so come on baby, just flail. Well, that's not the tile I clicked on. Ugh, fine, we'll just give somebody some willpower back. Wagon. I forgot how handy Eric is, because if you go through so long where you can't use him in the first game. What can't that man do? Almost, but we still need more time. These barricades are working very well. Very pleased with them. Killing dredge. Killing lots of dredge, killing all dredge. Can't I even think where that's from? Kirby, isn't it? Yeah. You ever do that thing where you make a reference and then you suddenly realise that you have no earthly clue where it came from? Because I do that all the goddamn time. Oh, now they're using terrain modifiers. That hardly seems fair. That should work. If we can clear away the dredge, we can proceed. Oh, I thought I was just holding them off. Now you want me to kill them all as well. Not ideal. I'd like to not move so I can use puncture, but I'm going to have to get away from those bombs. Instead, I'll just do a bunch of damage to this one. Just in time as well. You be dead. Okay, Luna needs to move immediately. Oh wait, there's more there. Oh, bollocks. Free willpower for everyone. Okay, Aleo needs to not be there. You can go and mess up that. Who needs willpower? Aleo, you have no willpower. Have 4. I'm enjoying this movie. Very kind of Who am I thinking of? Not Philip Glass, maybe like Ligeti? Maxwell Davis? That Scourge being stuck in the middle of nowhere for the entire fight has been very useful indeed, let me tell you. Oh, it's about to be like Elio can sing a song about it, but he's already down. Boo to that, I guess. Okay, the Scourge is out. The Scourge. He escaped his cage. Yes, yes, the Scourge is out. Eric is down. Continuing our usual trend of all the men getting downed. Fall out with armor. Well, I had to tempt fate, didn't I? Anyway, let Rex roll. Also wreck this full, wreck all the full left, that's where you best stand. In your Robin Hood outfit. But I don't have to kill. Lots of people are now injured, which isn't ideal. Oh, an extra renown for defending people. People getting promoted. Everyone except Alette is injured. Oh, and Eric. Eric isn't injured. Stretching is a good idea. You are correct. Time is it? Because again, I have to keep checking the time elsewhere because my stream time is not an indicator on account of all the gremlins. 20 renown, nice. Juno walks onto the floating land, cradling a kid goat in one arm. Why? She looks strained, but beckons for the families to follow. You shout for everyone to start moving, but the fighters and clansmen alike remain motionless. Large chunks of earth bobbing in midair like ships at sea has everyone unsettled. Finally, Ivor takes the reins of a yox loaded with a supply cart and walks it out onto the first floating stone. It supports the load without issue. Go this way or the dredge kill us all! His words are punctuated by slinger stones thudding into the ground only feet away. Men pick up their children and start running. The caravan animals squawk and bleat in the frenzy. Varl push through the crowd while others fight to follow in their wake. The frightened mob tramples a few and knocks a couple more from the ledge before everyone is strangely pacified. Even you feel a sense of calm settle your nerves as Juno mind whammying us all. 5 people dead. Okay, this is neat. This right here, neat. The wounded and elderly struggle to make it onto the floating rocks, while fear of the bridge paralyzes the legs of others. The dredge give chase, crossing onto the bridge without hesitation. Let's do some cover fire. 3 dredge grunts fall back as your arrow passes through them, their armour splinters wounding others around them. A few more lined up shots and the dredge slow their pursuit. The last of the clansmen make it onto the bridge, moving past you. Only dredge are left in your caravan's wake. 10 renown. He watches the floating stones nearest the land tremble and drop back into the chasm. taking all standing there with them. The sight is terrifying, but you turn and urge the others to keep moving forward. Seriously, Avend is just a Swiss Army wizard of a person. If you've got a problem, yo, he'll solve it. Check out this bridge. Well, this mender. I want to say summons, but that doesn't have the correct stress. Boo. Ah, another bit of improv undone by Scansion. Avend is growing visibly weaker. Meanwhile, many in the caravan are stunned by witnessing family members fall to their deaths. The effect is spreading. Avend, what can I do? Oh no. No, don't disturb him! Juno says, but Avend's concentration wavers as he looks towards you. The bridge rumbles and a large section falls away, taking with it a number of families and fighters. Okay, so what we're seeing as the recurring thing here is, if I stop to ask the actual experts, people die. That is a whole bunch of people. Stones behind the caravan are falling faster than the rising ones in front. The rear clansmen are pushing forward in a panic. Bolverk shouts, "Knock some of these people over the edge before we all go down!" People gasp and flee from him. "Carrying too much," Iva says. "Gotta get rid of something before that man drops us all into the depths." You look around and see only people, food, and the massive cart the ravens are hauling. Only 2 of these are an option. Well, I want to see what the cart is. We've teased this cart a lot, so double food. The ones closest to the supplies look at you, bewildered. "We won't need food if we don't make it across," you shout. Slowly, a couple of carts are unhitched and shoved over the edge. Avend's relief is almost instant, and the bridge extends, giving everyone more room and time to move. This chasm is long, yo. Do I see the end Ormsdaler on the other side? Just a bit further, Avend. And we're back, and it's stopped capturing again. Streamlabs, what are you doing? And yes, I know it's just because it keeps crashing before. There we go. Sorry, everyone. Gremlins are persistent today. If I click resume, how much progress will we have lost? Answers on a postcard. None! Yay! Except that it couldn't decide how much of that bridge should still be there, so it all spawned and then all fell away. Yes, hubris indeed. Although, actually, no. For once, I'm going to say not hubris, not my fault at all. Just a bit further Avend. I did nothing, just the gremlins decided that today would be their day. Oh, and that bit where I turned the audio down has reversed as well, so that would be why it's so loud. Okay. Avend's scream chills you as it echoes off the cliff a mere 100 yards away. Again, the bridge shakes and stays together. When Juno looks at you, her lips are trembling. "This is killing him," she says. "I won't let that happen." Her tone is dark, cold. "What's the alternative?" She says nothing, but looks towards the rear of the caravan. Governor Ruger and many others from Bergsgard are back there. I mean, Ruger seems shady as hell, but there's a lot of people there. You know what? This game has been teaching me about making the hard choices. Valka returns to Aven's side and soon screams erupt from behind him. You turn in time to see people falling away and Ruger pulled to safety by one of his guards. As the rest of the caravan pushes forward in fear, the governor glances at you with suspicion. Oh, so what? The one guy I did want to kill didn't die. Come on. Can't even make the bad choices well. Anyway, his arm stuff. Yes, it is one of many cool visuals in this game. I don't remember much about 2 and 3, but I do remember they looked dope as hell.
It's hard to believe we made it across that chasm. Now we find what's left of Ormsdalur. Once a great trade town at the fork of the Ormsau River. How many lives must have been lost here?
Whatever caused that chasm completely destroyed this place. So no more supplies is what you're saying. From the massive Varl to the youngest human children, everyone is sapped from crossing the cavern. Chasm, different word. Same kind of thing, but in a different direction, I suppose. Tents are loosely strung up, and gear is thrown on the ground as everyone falls asleep. You manage to post a few guards out of habit before sinking down against a crate, wrapping your cloak around you and closing your eyes. Your chest aches as if from a wasp sting. Feeling around for the cause of it, you look down between your leathery grey fingers running over a red stone breastplate. Gasping, you open your eyes to find your cloak still wrapped around you, no stone armour underneath. The caravan is still asleep, snoring more prevalent than usual. You're able to drift off for a bit more rest before facing the tasks of the new day. So, that bit where we're keeping Bellower asleep, I get the feeling it may not last as long as we thought. Morale is now bad. We should rest. Because we are injured and morale is bad. And we still have actually a surprising amount of food. Morale is great because we spent like 5 days camping out in this ruined town. That's what improves my morale. Who wants leveling? Somebody probably. Thrigvi, you want leveling? Lots of people want leveling. Wow, I have so much renown. Percy. Any other level 3s who can level? Ekit. Krumer? No. No, Krumer need are my level 3s who can't level yet. Level 4s who can level. Alette, it's your party, you should probably be the first. And that maxes out her ability, so it now can now do even more break damage. Love that. More strength so that you're slightly less squishy. And also now you can hold a rank 5 item, because currently she's holding Ring of the Wolf. And now she could have 2 will and 2 strength, 3 strength, 20% crit chance. 2 will and 2 strength sounds good. And that ring can go to Nid. The Svalin powder can go to Ekit. What time is it? Okay, it is now just gone 5, and I should not run long today because I've got a bunch of other stuff. So I'm afraid that is going to be where we call it for today. Again, sorry about all the tech problems, those of you who've been around. I don't know what's up with that. I will try and look into it some, but we shall see. But yes, so to do a sign-off, thanks everyone who's watching. Thanks if you stayed to the end, means a lot. Thanks if you stayed through all of the crap the Gremlins have pulled this week. Yeah, if you've been watching this, you know where to find me. But just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, that's SERASENT, the House of Hubris. And you can find me here every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM GMT. That is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, other time zones are available. And we'll be continuing this until we get to the end of the entire trilogy, and probably many more awful things happen. If you want to be notified when we go live with more awful things, then you can follow the channel. Doesn't cost you anything and gets you notified. And if you miss anything, VODs are on my Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact, or usually about 2 weeks after they've been up, they go onto my YouTube, which is, the link is down there, I think. It says VOD Archive, you can find it, where you can find all of my VODs, going back to the very start of the channel. That is over a year of content with lots of different games, so there's probably something there for you. And while you're there, why not subscribe? It's free and means you will get hot, fresh VODs in your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Also, what else? If you think me battling gremlins and forgetting words that would enable me to make better Vanilla Ice lyrics is somehow worth your monetary support, you can, of course, cheer or sub on the Twitch, but you very much don't have to. Just turn up and be chill and hang out and be good to each other. And then everyone's happy. Okay, something just crumbled. But yeah. And if you want to find me elsewhere for more ramblings and memes and general crap, you can check out my Twitter, which I think is also linked down there, but just in case, it is twitter.com. Why did I say twitter.com? Nobody navigates by putting the URL. It's Twitter, at Waruce. That's WARUCE. I'm going to stop now because, you know, may as well before anything else terrible happens. But hey, come back on Saturday, where something else terrible will happen. We got there. Love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye.